everybody? Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Long awaited, much anticipated, and the day has finally arrived where death, holy death, returns to Tremendous Land. And it's awesome because we have an incredible game, really. I'm not going to tell you who won until the very end, but, you know, because I'm a jerk. But yeah, it's actually an amazingly good game. You're going to really, really like it. And it's a narrative. Ooh, I know, right? So yeah, sit back, relax, and get ready to see how me and Death, Holy Death, finally come back together to beat the crap out of each other. But it's a 2200 point battle. It's it's Rock War GT prep. Lord Tremendous, that's me, the Warriors of Chaos, versus Death, Holy Death of the Dark Elves. Here's my list, more the exact same, because for the most part this is part of the list I'm going to take. I haven't submitted it yet because they're not due for a bit, and I would hate to submit it and then find out like a month from now it's like, oh, I want to tweak this, and I can't. So you will see this until, well, geez, end of the year-ish type. But yeah, anyway, my General Lord is my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous, with the Marquezine. She's level 4 wizard. He's got Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, other Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, Flaming Breath, and the Laura Medal. I really like the Laura Medal. My hero choices are my Exalted Hero, Lady Elizabeth, with Mark Zinch, Chaos Steed, BSB, Halberd, Helm of Many Eyes, Dawnstone, and Poisonous Slime. Last but far from least is my Exalted Hero, Catastrophe. That's right, I really, really like that name. What is it, Catastrophe or whatever? Yeah, I really, really enjoy that. Mostly because I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry, I do. Catastrophe. That's great. That's great. I know, I'm rambling. I'm a dork. Sue me. Anyway, he's got the Mark Zinch. He's on a demonic mount. He's got a halberd, talisman of preservation, and a third eye of Zinch. My core choice consists of 5 Warhounds, the manipulative mutts, they're butt naked, 18 Chaos Warriors, blood tied with Mark Khorne, Halberd's full command and banner of rage, and 15 Forsaken with the Mark of Khorne, because I'm really liking my Forsaken, and Mark Khorne gives them hatred, and I really like hatred. Really like it. My special choice consists of 5 Chaos Knights, Elizabeth's Honor Guard with Mark Zinch and Sorcerer's Weapons, Band of Musician, and the Standard of Discipline. And of course, my rare choice, the one, the only, the Mutilith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list, I didn't get a copy of. It's very similar to his old list. I think the only difference is no Warlocks, only 1 unit of Dark Riders, and I think he dropped a few Witch Elves. I'm not 100%, but I know it's very similar to his 2,500 point list. Go back, watch the other Dark Elf ones with Death, Holy Death, and you'll see for the most part what his army's list is. I thought I had a copy of it. I didn't. I'm a scumbag. I suck. I apologize. These are my spells, 4 from metal, because metal's awesome. And these are his spells, 4 from life and 2 from dark magic, I believe, because, well, he's an elf and, you know, what a jerk. But anyway, as I promised, this is a narrative battle, and here is my half. Tremendous had done well for over the past half year. He had reproven himself worthy of demonhood and had shattered the realm of man, elf, and ogre, almost without fail. While he was proud of his victories and achievements, there was always a nagging voice inside of his head. He could always hear the mocking tone of the voice softly laughing in his head.
"Bleak flower,"
was all the voice ever said. It annoyed Tremendous to no end. It was during his final battle against an alliance of warriors, elves, tomb kings, and ogres that Tremendous made the decision to seek out the bleak flowers, once again in the hope that the nagging voice in his head would finally be silent. Crushing the solid gold head of the ogre general, Tremendous roared for his loyal forces to march for the Dark Elf lands. It was time for Tremendous to readdress the hatred he bore for the sinister pointy-eared pansies. So here's deployment. For the most part, I was nervous. Yeah, let's face it, Death Holy Death is a really good opponent, and he beats the crap out of me pretty much without breaking a sweat every time we play. But, he's out of practice, and I, gave him a roofie, so I think he had definitely had some negatives on his side, some handicaps, if you will. But here's where I deployed, and here's why I deployed this way. My Beast was over on the right there, basically to give his bolt throwers something else to shoot at other than my Demon Prince. He was also going to try to deal with, what's it called? The Dark Riders. That's what they are. You can kind of see them behind the hut there on the left side, our left side. For the most part, the idea was set the Beast out towards the bolt throwers, give him something to shoot at other than Demon Prince, and if I can get my spell off on the Dark Riders, so be it. Catastrophe and the Corn Warriors, the Catastrophe was going to go after the bolt throwers. That was his sole purpose in life, unless a better target made itself known. Like if he could get into those spearmen with his two casters, that would have been glorious. But bolt throwers were his main target simply because that's the whole reason I take them. My Corn Warriors, they were going to go up and try to hit the flank of either the Executioners or the Witches. Worst comes worst, charge in and just try to take as many Executioners as they could. Same with the Witch Elves. That was kind of the hope. Other than that, my dogs were behind my Forsaken because I was hoping to maybe angle the Witch Elves away from the dogs on a failed charge or something like that, and then be able to hit them in the flank with the Forsaken or whatever. My Knights were going to go into the Witch Elves too, because why not? They were also there to kind of give the bolt throwers something else to shoot at. And on the far right side, outside of the picture, because I missed him, is my Demon Prince, and he is way over there because he doesn't want to be peppered with bolt throwers right off the bat. Here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of his Dark Riders and his Bolt Throwers. Well, two of them anyway. Here's his center from left to right. There's his Executioners with his General Lydia and his BSB Draith or something like that. In the center there are his Witch Elves with his Death Hag on the Cauldron. Behind them are his level 4 and level 2 caster with his Bleak Swords. And then next to the Witch Elves there are his remaining 2 Bolt Throwers. Here's my right flank, which consists of Lord Tremendous. And here's my center, which consists of my Knights with Lady Elizabeth, my dogs, and my Forsaken. And here's my left flank, which consists of my Beast, Catastrophe, and my Corn Warriors. Here's top of one, and I actually got to go first, which is exciting and thrilling at the same time. My Demon Prince shot up the right flank to stay behind the terrain the best he could. If I had to take shots from 2 bolt throwers, that's better than taking them from 4. My Tzeentch Knights and my Forsaken and my dogs, they all move up at the same time. I wanted to get near the Witch Elves, but I didn't want to get so near that it was an easy charge. The Corn Warriors and Catastrophe run up pretty much as far as they can, and the Beast decides he's going to try to back up a little bit and give his Bleak Swords less of my entire back end there and keep them in range for his spell. So that's why he moved to the back there to deal with the Dark Riders. Maybe not the best idea in the whole world, but I figured I had Catastrophe going after the bolt throwers. If they're going to shoot at the Beast, at least make it long range. During the magic phase, though, the Beast, oh, gotta love the Beast. He gets his spell off on the Dark Riders and actually makes them cause fear. But he kills 3 of them. 3 of them fail their dangerous terrain. They pass their panic check no problem because, they're elves. But 3 of them die right off the bat, which is huge. So 3 less elves in the world, and that makes me a better demon. Also, during the magic phase, I get Death's favorite spell off with Final Transmutation on his Witch Elves. Not a huge, great casting. I only kill, 9 of them, but I do get the Death Hag. So that's real important. She's off the damn cauldron now, so I don't have to worry about the challenges and stuff. He does still have a unit champion. I wasn't able to get him, but his Death Hag and 9 of the Witch Elves turn into solid gold statues, which is nice because now I'm funding Death's next excursion, I guess. But massive stupidity checks all around the board. I'll let you know right now, they don't fail any of them. So here's bottom of 1 after movement. And the elves do something I didn't expect. They actually come towards me. Really didn't know what to do with that because that's very, very rare. The witches, the executioners, and even the spearmen, they all move forward. Really threw me off. I figured, hell, why not? Might as well charge into the Witch Elves and try to kill as many as I can. I was debating on whether or not to charge the the Forsaken in, but I decided it really depended on how many knights survived his magic and shooting phase, and if enough of them survived, then yeah, I would send everybody in with the Forsaken. Or I'm sorry, I wouldn't send in the Forsaken because the Forsaken are pretty much just free wounds for his combat res. Meanwhile, the knights with their 1-up, 6-up, they're pretty tough. They're pretty tough. So that was the idea. But anyway, his Dark Elves also, or his Dark Riders also run around to get in front of Catastrophe so I don't charge his damn bolt throwers right away, which was really smart on my opponent's part because he makes a unit that's pretty much gutted and still makes him relevant. So that was, that's death for you. Damn kid is good. During the magic phase, right off the bat, he gets Awakening Wood off on my knights, and 4 of them end up saying, "Who needs armor?" Oh, we need armor. So yeah, right off the bat, his magic phase is just devastating and kills 4 out of my 5 knights. Just glorious. And then he just dominates the magic phase. He gets like 10 magic dice. I'm rolling 1s and 2s to dispel. He gets Shield of Thorns off on his witches. He gets Power of Darkness off with his level 2. He gets Throne of Vines off on his level 4. I mean, everything he wanted, he got. There was nothing I could do about it. I tried, but my dice just refused to roll higher than a 1 because they were sleepy. They have respect for death. I stepped on a kitten on the way into the store. I don't know, but whatever. It worked out great for him. So we go to top of 2 after movement, and since most of my knights are dead, I know it's not the greatest idea I've ever had, but I figured 1 knight and Elizabeth isn't the greatest charge to go into the Witch Elves alone, but with where they're at and how everything's working out, I might as well send them in to do something. So the Forsaken go in, and the knights go in. My dogs charge the Executioners just to get out of the way so that the Forsaken can go in. Catastrophe charges the Dark Riders, because why not? And the Corn Warriors, they go kind of towards the Executioners. I really wasn't sure where to put them because I knew the dogs were dead, and I didn't want the Executioners to reform to face the Corn Warriors and kill them. I was 60-40 against the charge with the Forsaken and the Knights into the Witch Elves because I've run into the Witch Elves enough to know that that's just bad juju. So I didn't want them so close to the Elves that they could easily charge them, but if they did charge my Corn Warriors, I wanted them in the forest, so if I did win, they weren't steadfast. Meanwhile, the Beast rushes up to try to get back into this fight, and cast, like I said, charges Dark Riders and makes it. There's a better picture of my Forsaken and my remaining Knight and Lady Elizabeth slamming into what's remaining of the Witches. And there's a better picture of the dogs slamming into Executioners, and the only reason I did that was just to get the dogs the hell out of the way so that the Forsaken could charge into the Witches. And here's a better picture of Catastrophe slamming into the remaining Dark Riders, which should be fun. During the magic phase, I get Enchanted Blades off on the Forsaken because I figured +1 to hit is always nice. And then we go into combat, and as you can see, it goes horribly. The Witches kill all but 2 of the Forsaken. They kill 13 Forsaken. I was just happy that I had a couple of guys left to swing back. It's not overly impressive. Lady Elizabeth ends up in a challenge with the unit champion, and she thunder stomps him. Not really. She just does 4 wounds to the unit champion and kills it no problem, taking none in return. The remaining knight does, I think, kill 1 or 2 of the witches, but as you can see, there's still 11, 12, 13 of them left. 13 or 14. There's still plenty left. It's really, really bad. I lose this combat by 9, I believe, after we all was said and done. I think it was 9. And needless to say, I require snakes. With the reroll, neither my Forsaken nor Lady Elizabeth makes snake eyes. Lady Elizabeth explodes because BSBs are full of nitroglycerin, apparently. And my Forsaken, they break, they flee, and they flee off the table for the rest of the game. They never rally because they need snakes, and they never rally. They come really close. I roll a 3 once or twice, but yep, they rally off the table, and you'll never see them again, which is, well, I mean, for this game. I still love my Forsaken. It was just a terrible charge. In the combat against the Executioners, lo and behold, they were able to kill 5 naked dogs without taking any wounds for their trouble. I was stunned. I really was. And then over here, Catastrophe was able to take care of the Dark Riders like they were naked warhounds. It was awesome. So we go to bottom of 2 after movement, and as you can see, there's been some movement. For the most part, the Witch Elves run over and dare my Demon Prince to charge them. My or I'm sorry, his executioners have turned to face Catastrophe just in case he gets froggy. And other than that, the spearmen kind of moved up slightly. Other than that, not a whole lot of real interesting things happen on his side because he's got a smaller army. During his magic phase, he gets Awakening Wound off on my Demon Prince and slips a wound through because my dice love death. And during his shooting phase, his a bunch of his bolt throwers and stuff take aim on my Corn Warriors and kill 2 of them. Which, like I said, I can't really complain about that because it could have been a lot worse. Without there being any combat or anything else going on, we go over to top of 3, and here's where I send in the Demon Prince into the Witch Elves. I figure with Flaming Breath and all that other good stuff, he should be able to slam in there and myrtlate as many of those little pansies as he possibly can. I'm hoping that he kills a bunch of them, but they stick this turn, and then on his turn they die so that I can get a really nice charge either on his spearmen with his 2 casters or into his executioners, maybe backed up by the beast and his and my Corn Warriors, whatever. But that was the idea. I also moved Catastrophe up towards where the spearmen were to put some pressure on him there. I wanted him to move his executioners to block for the most part so that maybe my Corn Warriors could get a flank, maybe the Demon Prince could get a rear. Bottom line is I wanted his guys out in the open so that maybe I could, or I wanted his 2 casters to be threatened just because I wasn't too worried about the bolt throwers because only the beast is out there. He's not shooting at the beast, he's shooting at the warriors, and the Demon Prince is in combat, so I should be good. Meanwhile, the Forsaken continue to flee. There's a better picture of Demon Prince slamming into the naked chicks, and he'll hit a woman. He doesn't even care. And there's a better picture of Catastrophe. When he ran over to his position there, he marched, and he went through the forest. And what happens when I send cavalry through the forest? That's right, they run headfirst into trees. Not only did Catastrophe run into a tree and fail his dangerous terrain check, he rolls a 2 for his ward save. Thank you, dice. Thank you. Keep on letting me know you want to go in the microwave, you bastards. During the match phase, I can Enchanted Blades off on my Demon Prince because, hey, hitting on 2s is always a glorious thing. And then we go into combat, and I kill all but 2 or 3 of his Witch Elves, which I'm very happy about. He is still steadfast, however, because of the stupid Chariots rules. They actually count as like 3 models or something. So he is still steadfast. He does stay, and that's fine because I wanted to break him next turn. So, speaking of next turn, we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and his executioners do give me the opportunity I was looking for. They turn to face Catastrophe. Now, granted, my Corn Warriors need to make like a 8 or a 9 inch, or I need to roll an 8 or a 9 on the dice to hit his executioners, but if I could hit them, it would be super glorious. It would be tremendously glorious. It would be super tremendously glorious because they'd run into those executioners, they're gonna negate the ranks. Yeah, they might still be steadfast, but that's still a lot of attacks coming at executioners at Simo. I'd throw in Catastrophe because he can take the challenge of whoever comes over, and then the Beast, if he could make it in there too, it would be so much better with Thunderstomps and everything like that. So that was what I was going for. It was a gamble. I make no apologies for that. That's the way I play. That's the way I like to play. That's the way I always play. I'm a gambler. So that worked out. I was very happy that he took the bait, and so, well, you'll see in a little bit how that works out. During his shooting phase, he concentrates, big word, scary word, concentrates fire on my Corn Warriors and kills 4 more because he's a jerk. And then we go into combat because, you know, it's quicker phases at 2,200 points. And I'm able to kill the remaining, Witch Elves, and I think I put 1 or 2 wounds on the Cauldron. Unfortunately, he loses by like 3 or 4, and he actually makes his break check because his BSB is right there. Friggin' Elves. But yeah, he makes his break check, so my hope of getting rid of him early, or like breaking him here and then running him down and maybe even getting the Demon Prince into there, oh, that would have been glorious, but it wasn't meant to be, so oh well. So we go to top of 4 after movement, and I bulk. Catastrophe didn't charge the executioners because I looked at the charge with the Corn Warriors, and I got nervous. I was like, you know what? If I go after the executioners right now, there's a good chance I'm not going to make it with the Corn Warriors because we all know how I like to roll my charge distances, so I balked. I thought about sending Catastrophe into the what's it called, the Spearman Elves, where the two casters were. Probably should have done that. That was really probably stupid that I didn't. But I didn't. I was kind of disheartened that his chariot didn't break. I think he lost by 4 or something ridiculous like that. But he made his break check. Kind of ruined my hopes. But I should have probably committed to my plan. I didn't. I'm dumb. What can you do? Because the Corn Warriors just step into the forest to get closer to the Executioners, and the Beast runs over to try to get a spell off on the Executioners, and then charge bolt throwers if he's there next turn. I hesitated. Probably shouldn't have. I know I shouldn't have, but I did roll to see if my Corn Warriors would have made the charge, just out of curiosity. You know, it didn't count for anything, and I actually rolled like a 6, so they wouldn't have made the charge anyway, leaving Catastrophe all to his lonesome to just get face stomped by Lydia or whatever. I really needed that flank charge to make the difference, and I wouldn't have made it, so it's a gamble that I didn't end up actually capitalizing on for XYZ reason. It was dumb, but I don't always make good decisions, so what can I tell you? During the magic phase, I get final transmutation off on his executioners, and it's a really, really good one. I don't get his general, I don't get his BSB, but I get his unit champion and 10 other guys. So that was actually quite huge. I was very happy. No, I'm sorry, I don't get his unit champion. I get 10 guys. That's right. I failed to get any of the characters, but I did kill 10 executioners right off the bat. And wouldn't have been able to do that if I was in combat. So I feel pretty good about that. Still wish I had charged, though. Then we go into combat over here, and I flub my rolls pretty bad. I only put 2 more. I think I put 1 or 2 more wounds on the chariot. It does obviously nothing back to me. Unfortunately, once again, it makes its damn break check. It's a little frustrating, but I guess it is what it is. You know, what can you do? So, with that all said and done, we go to bottom of 4 after movement, and my opponent, who's a much better player than I am, charges the executioners into Catastrophe. He has no choice other than to accept it because I don't believe in fleeing, and so he makes that charge no problem. Meanwhile, the Spearman guys just kind of stay where they're at. Everything stays where it's at. There's a better picture of his executioners slamming into Catastrophe. During his magic phase, despite my best efforts, he gets Word of Pain off and removes 3 from his weapon skill, blitz skill, initiative, and movement, which sucks. So now he's like weapon skill 4, which is just outstanding. And then during his shooting phase, 4 more Corn Warriors lay down and go to sleep because there's bolts sticking into their face. And then we go into combat, and Lydia issues a challenge. Catastrophe, of course, has to accept it. She rolls her attacks as she always strikes first, needing 3s with the reroll, and she does 4 strength 7 wounds to Catastrophe. Goes right through his armor save, and then I do my ward save. I roll a 6, a 5, and 2 2s. I don't know what it is with my dice. The only reason I don't throw them away is because I bought them all on eBay. They got the cool little pictures on them. I really do like my dice. It's just, unfortunately, for me to throw them away would be throwing hundreds of dollars out the window, and I just can't do that and stay married. So I keep my dice, and I keep on putting up with them doing stuff like this. But I'm not sure if it's the dice or if it's just my luck with rolling 2s when it comes to ward saves, because it's just breaking my heart here, man. So yeah, Catastrophe dies once again due to the inability to roll simply, what's it called? 3 or higher on the ward saves. Yeah, he's got the other tricks of shard and stuff on her, but still, just killing me here. So he dies without so much as doing a wound to Lydia. But finally, just in the nick of time, my Demon Prince is able to kill off the last cauldron or get off the last couple of wounds on the cauldron, and it's finally destroyed, which is whoop the effing do. Too little, too late. But he does have a nice little charge at the Executioners next turn. So we go to top of 5 after movement, and Lord Tremendous slams into the flank of the Executioners. My Corn Warriors fail a charge into the Executioners. It was a longer charge. It needed like an 11. And the Beast charges into one of the bolt throwers because why not, right? There's a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the Executioners, and the plan here was Lydia's going to shoot a challenge, and she's got 4s to hit me with no reroll because of my initiative, and then I've got 3s to hit her with Thunderstomp. The hope was, with other Trickster Shard and everything like that, I get past her armor, I get past her ward, and kill her. But little did I know she has a 1-up armor save with what's it called? With the Dawnstone. So she gets a reroll on all of her armor saves, which is better than a 4-up ward save. So she had a 4-up rerollable, and well, you'll see how that works out for her. And then there's a better picture of the Beast slamming into the bolt throwers because he's tired of seeing the Corn Warriors get shot off the table. During the magic phase, the Beast is able to get his spell off on the Spearman, and he gets the number 3 spell off, and he raises their attack value by 1 and lowers their ballistic skill by 1. Yep, there you go, the little tokens. And I think like 2 or 3 of the Bleak Sword guys die, which is not a huge big deal. But I'll take what I can get. You know, I'm not complaining about that. The Beast always produces for me, which I'm always happy about. So yeah, I killed a few more elves, and that's why we came, to kill pointy ear pansies. So after all that fun is done, we go over into combat, and the Beast easily just destroys the bolt thrower without taking any wounds for his problems. And yeah, that's nice, because now there's only 3 left. During combat over here, the unit champion is actually the one that issues the challenge. Demon Prince has to accept. Demon Prince is able to monkey stomp that thing into oblivion. I win by a landslide, but it doesn't matter, they're steadfast. And lo and behold, they made their break check, which I was stunned about. I really was. So we go to bottom of 5 after movement, and you're looking at it. The Spearmen just kind of redirect a little bit to get better spells off and leave lines of fire for the bolt throwers, and that's about it. During his magic phase, he's able to get Word of Pain off on my Demon Prince. He only lowers everything by 1, but that still sucks. I didn't want that spell to go off, but unfortunately he had like 5 dice to my 2 or to my 3, and it just he was able to do it. What can you do? During his shooting phase, 2 more of my Corn Warriors decide to lay down and die because, you know, bolts have that effect on them. And then we go into combat. And Lydia issues a challenge. She comes over, she attacks Lord Tremendous, and is not able to do any wounds to him because I am the pwn. And I am able to slip 1 wound through on Lydia, which I'll take. I rolled pretty well for my regular attacks, but when I went with Thunder Stomp, I only rolled 1. I would have been happy with 2 through 6, but I roll 1 for my Thunder Stomps, and that really, really hurt. Because this is when I found out she only had a 4-up rerollable armor save. I don't believe she had a ward save of any kind. But yeah, a 4-up rerollable armor save is what she's been saving herself with. So 1 wound is through, she's got 2 left, and if I had just Thunder Stomped a little bit better, there was a very good chance she would be dead. Unfortunately, my dice hate me, so what can you do? So we go over the top of 6 after movement, and now it's, you know, balls to the wall. My Corn Warriors finally make a charge. They get into the Executioners, and I'm feeling pretty good about that because his Executioners need 4s to hit me. I need 4s to hit them. Nobody gets to reroll, but I have more attacks. Yeah, he's strength 6. I'm not going to get any armor saves, but I have 7 Warriors. He's got like 8, I don't know, 6 or 7 Executioners. So I'm like, what are the odds of him hitting and wounding with all of these, needing 4s? I should be golden. Meanwhile, my Beast slams into the other bolt thrower because, hey, I'll take 100 points where I can get it. There's a better picture of the Corn Warriors slamming into the Executioners, and it's also a good picture of me getting Enchanted Blades off on my Corn Warriors, because now I need 3s to hit them, which is awesome. So I'm pretty positive I've got this in the bag. Unfortunately, getting Enchanted Blades off on my Corn Warriors cost me a miscast 11. Oh, no. Yeah, I end up losing 3 wizard levels, and the only spell I have left is Glittering Robes when all is said and done. So now I'm a level 1 versus a level 4 and a level 2. Oh, that was bad. I would have preferred anything other than a 2 to a 4 over that, but at least my Demon Prince didn't get sucked into the warp, so what can you do, right? So we go into combat, and lo and behold, the Beast is able to just squash kill the damn Bolt Thrower, which is good, because now Bolt Thrower Hill is mine. And then we go into combat over here. All the executioners and all the Khorne warriors raise their big heavy weapons up in the air, slam them down on each other, and when the dust settles, every single executioner hits and wounds. And my Khorne warriors were able to do enough wounds to kill every last executioner. So, oh, can you believe it? Can you believe it? All my Khorne warriors are dead, but I did get all of his executioners, so I felt okay about that one. I'm able to slip another wound through on Lydia, but unfortunately, she slips 2 wounds through on me because, well, FML, right? I don't even know what to do. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I roll another 1 for my Thunder Stomps, which is really starting to piss me off. And yeah, Lydia is able to slip 2 wounds through on my Demon Prince. I'm only able to slip 1 more past her 4-up armor save. Rerollable. And yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? All of my Khorne warriors die. All of his executioners die. What a bloody fight that was. So now all the executioners are dead and all the witch elves are dead. So this after party is going to be very small. Speaking of very small, we go to bottom of 6 after movement, and there's not a whole lot. The bleak swords with the 2 casters turn to face the beast, just simply because that's the only target left on the table worth looking at, and everything else is dead or in combat. During his magic phase, he gets so many spells off, I don't even know what to do. He's a level 4 and a level 2 versus my level 1 now because of the miscast. So he gets Word of Pain off of my Demon Prince again, lowering everything by 2. He gets Shield of Thorns off on his unit, which doesn't do anything. And he gets Throne of Vine, or Word of Power or something like that off on, or Power of Darkness off on his units. Now they're Strength 4. And they got some extra power dice. There was just nothing I could do. Then we go into combat, and mother effer son of a ball, God, frick! Oh, Lydia attacks and kills Lord Tremendous. I've got a 5-up mother effing armor save. I got a 5-up mother effing ward save. Yeah, she got the other Trickster shard, so I do have to re-roll it. But it's like, come the frick on! God bless it! She's surviving with a 4-up armor save, for crying out loud. Ah! This one I'm putting solely at the feet of my dice. If my dice had rolled just average, well, maybe average or a little bit better than average, I think I might have been able to take Lydia down, but he's not even rolling that high, guys. He's just rolling average. My opponent's tactics are just better than mine, but it's driving me effing crazy. Oh, this bitch elf keeps killing my Demon Prince. Oh, I hate her so much. So yeah, what could have been a glorious victory for Tremendous just ends up as more of the same. He gets his face caved in by Lydia, and yeah, it's just so frustrating. Why does Death have to be so good at this? No, we were laughing. Obviously, we were laughing. Lydia's posing on top of Lord Tremendous once again. But you know what? Moral victory, Lord Tremendous. I didn't get killed by bolt throwers this time. I got killed in close combat. It was as fair as it could possibly be. It is what it is, but I still have a deep-seated hatred towards Lydia because she's just so damn good. But yeah, my Demon Prince dies, and what can you do? And a little treat for you. I didn't realize it until I was doing the slides for this battle report. Apparently, we took a turn 7. It should have been over after Lord Tremendous died, but in all the confusion, apparently I didn't move my turn counter at some point. So, hey, we did another turn. So here's top of turn 7 after movement. My beast charged into his bleak swords and actually made it. And everything else of mine is dead. So instead of ending the game, neither of us realized it. I don't even think my opponent knows. This is going to be a surprise for him as well. But yeah, turn 7. Why not, right? There's a better picture of the beast slamming into the bleak swords, which is awesome. And there's what happens in combat. Well, this is also bottom 7. In combat, nothing really happens. The beast is able to do a few wounds to them, nothing overly big. They're steadfast, they make their break check, and that's it. During the bottom of 7, his Lydia and his BSB are able to charge into the beast's flank. They do... Well, I'm sorry. During the combat with the Bleak Swords, they were able to do 2 wounds to the beast. And then in bottom of 7, Lydia and the BSB slam into the beast. So what can you do? Right here, there's a better picture of Lydia and the BSB slamming into my Demon Prince. And hey, you know what? He's earned it. Why not? And then during his magic phase, Tessa gets Power of Darkness off. And she actually rolls a 3 extra, so 4 extra power dice. And so she wounds herself. But she rolls a miscast 3. Yeah, finally a little bad luck for my opponent, right? Yeah, Tessa rolls a miscast 3. And lo and behold, the big old pie plate goes over all of them. And that's just effing hilarious. In the end, but like one Bleak Sword and Lilith are alive or whatever. And that's it. Tessa ends up dying. She doesn't get sucked into the warp. She just takes a strength 10 hit. And since she rolled high for the Power of Darkness, I think if you roll a 5 or a 6, if you roll a 3 on your D3, you take a wound. And so Tessa took a wound, and then she took another wound from the miscast, so she died. And then a whole bunch of the Bleak Swords died. All but one died, and his level 4 caster. That's it. Everything else died. The beast took another wound because, well, that's just the way it is. But yep, let's just take a look at Tessa, because when this game is over, she is in so much trouble. Now, granted, it's turn 7. He's already won because at the bottom of 6, all I had left was my beast. So these points don't even really count. I didn't realize that until I don't think my opponent even realized it until he's probably watching this. Sorry, John, didn't realize it. My bad, dude. I'm sure you care. But anyway, yeah, this didn't count for anything other than just more of a moral victory, because a lot more elves died, so that was kind of cool. And then we go into combat, and I know you're stunned, but they were able to kill the beast, and that sucks. And there she is, just hanging tough on the beast, posing because she is my bane. Yeah, the embarrassing part is I think his level 4 caster is actually who did the final wound. So that was something else. It was a really good game though, and that's it. That's the end of the game. We did pose the 4 right here. There you go. And as you can see, granted it was bottom of 7, and so all the Bleak Swords and Tessa would still be alive. But since we went all the way to bottom of 7, here are the sole survivors of the Dark Elf army. 2 bolt thrower crews, his general, his BSB, and his level 4, and 1 Bleak Sword who will quickly become the new unit champion of the Executioners. But yeah, bottom line is that was phenomenal. Turn 7 or not, even at turn 6, I'm actually quite happy with the way I played. I'm quite happy with the way the game went. For the most part, I would have preferred to win, but that's because I'm a selfish jerk. But for the most part, I usually don't do this well against Death. To have him down to this few models, even before the miscast at the bottom of 6, to have him down just at a Bleak Swords and stuff like that, I was proud of that. That's a victory for me. And I got to play against Death again and kill a bunch of elves. That's awesome. I love killing elves. So yeah. Obviously he won this one. Obviously we took an extra turn, but you know what? It was fun. And getting the extra turn, I know none of you were expecting that. Hell, we weren't expecting that. So yep, definitely a good time. Definitely fun. And you know what? We'll get to the recap in a second, because now it's time for Death Story. Whoosh! Bang! Bang! The tiny vessels rocked back and forth on the soapy waves. Small plumes of smoke drifted from tiny barrels. A black-sailed ship steered towards a miniature dwarven steamer, guided by a giant hand. Lydia jammed the toying ship roughly aside the other and screamed, "Avast! Boarding maneuvers initiated! Ready to hooks and lines! All hands on deck, ye dogs!" Lily sighed. The bath chamber was filled with steam and the faint scent of burning wood. The bath itself was a small pool some 5 yards long and 3 yards wide, set deep in the stone of the floor and heated from below by a network of steam pipes and fantastically expensive warmth stones. The water was a chaotic mess of burning and sinking ironclads, black-sailed Druchii vessels, and a wild assortment of rubber duckies, all drifting amidst mountains of pink bubbles. Tiny wooden dwarves floated, half-burned, in the warm water. The sorceress was reading a grimoire, which hung suspended over the bathwater, levitating within easy reading distance. She relaxed against the warm stone of the bath, the water almost to her chin, snow-white hair drifting lazily in the water around her neck. Her twin sister, meanwhile, was playing admiral, lording over her fleet of the blackened Druchii ships like a tyrannical sea goddess or a maddened titan. In between the soapy waves of war tossed debris, a small flock of rubber duckies drifted gently, unmolested by either of the battling toy nations. From somewhere near the center of the battle, a shock of red hair emerged from beneath the water to float mysteriously in the sky above the naval engagement. It was ostensibly the reason for the sea war. "They want the hair," Lydia had declared while forcing Tessa under the water with one hand. "Why?" "Why not? If you saw a giant column of red hair coming up from under the sea, you'd want it too." Lily made a dismissive motion, and the book snapped shut, zipping over the water and away from the bath. It came to a halt over a side table in the chamber and then dropped down onto the surface. She turned her attention to the ongoing naval battle. It seemed to be going poorly for the dwarves. She smirked a little at that. They had actually had a sea battle with dwarves recently. Quite profitable. They had acquired quite a bit of black powder which they had turned around and sold to its former owners for twice the original cost. And then of course, they'd run into the demon again. She hadn't paid him much attention, but she did think she heard him shouting something that sounded at least to her a lot like Lucius Bleakflower. But it was probably a coincidence. The Norse tongue was very difficult to understand, even when they weren't wearing those ridiculous helmets. Never mind being mutated beyond reason. Lucius Bleakflower, their mother's husband. She hadn't thought of him in years. The twins murdered him almost 3,000 years ago on Death Night. They had been small children at the time. Lily had used a cantrip to tangle his feet, and Lydia had stabbed him to death with an envenomed blade. He died screaming in agony as the venom turned his blood to fire and convulsions tore his body apart. Lily smiled to herself and turned her thoughts to the most recent excursion to the northern wastes. They'd had another bloody battle. Bloody, but incredibly profitable. They'd acquired a dozen or more golden statues, all witch elves, something for which the more lecherous lords of Naggaroth would pay a small fortune to adorn their pleasure chambers. Lydia had had a wonderful time as well. She'd gotten to personally butcher the demon this time, which was apparently much more satisfying than shooting it down. You bastard. She'd spent the long ride back home, forcing various slaves to wear the demon's rotting head and recreate the epic duel. That had cost about a dozen slaves. Several dozen more had died carrying all the statues back to Naggaroth, but that was a small price to pay. They had taken hundreds captive. Less than usual, but still a great deal. They had spent the bulk of their army during the battle, and had only the reserve left to pillage, loot, and enslave, so necessity led to fewer slaves than usual. Honestly, it was a wonder this Lord Tenderfoot had any people left. Lily shrugged mentally. The savages bred quickly, she supposed. Normally, such frequent and gross casualties would earn a dreadlord a bad reputation and lead to lower recruits. But not so with the twins. Whatever madness consumed Lydia seemed contagious and caused the cultists of Cain to flock to her banners. Each bloody battle enhanced her reputation. The rest were drawn by lure of profit. The water began to bubble near the column of hair, snapping Lily out of her reverie. Tessa burst up from beneath the water, sputtering and choking, shattering the delicate formation of toy ships. Lydia frowned. Hey, what gives? I didn't say you'd come up yet. Tessa coughed, face beet red as she gasped for breath. I couldn't breathe anymore. Oops. Lily must have let the water-breathing spell slip while her thoughts were drifting. Although in a way the little fool deserved it. This was sort of punishment after all. The clumsy girl had incinerated almost half of their guard with miscast in the battle and knocked herself flat on her ass and out of consciousness in the process. Luckily, Lydia had been nearby to carve that ghastly tentacle mutant pet of the demon into pieces. Regardless, Lily had not been happy with her wayward apprentice. She'd composed an invoice for the dead guards and forced the repentant elf to copy it 1,000 times before she sent it to the girl's parents. Men! The Kraken has risen! All cannon fire to starboard! Lydia cawed, hands dancing deftly over her toy ships. Tessa shrieked and dove back into the bubbles as dozens of tiny toy cannons fired their tiny wooden payload at her. Lily sighed. She supposed they would be working on healing spells tonight. Lydia laughed manically as she maneuvered her ships towards the column of hair. The beast has been revealed for the monster it is! The stubbies will have to wait! Prepare to drop mines, men! Lily gently picked up one of her rubber duckies that had drifted over to her half of the pool. She held it up to her face, inspecting it closely with emerald eyes, noting every facet from the texture of the soft golden yellow to the painted rubber to the trail of shining pink bubbles along its edges. She squeezed it. Quack! Token time, everybody. Tokens. Check them out. All the tokens you could need for anything that you could possibly play. Warhammer 40k, Infinity, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Infinity, Malifaux, whatever you need tokens for, Token Gal can make the tokens. They're dirt cheap, guys. No more than $8 for a set, but they're solid gold quality. I mean, these are glass beads. They magnify the picture and the words. You've got wound counters. You've got status effects. You've got spell effects. +1 toughness, -1 strength. You know, whatever you need. She's got all the magic lores. She's got everything you need for any system that you play. She's got a email address you can send and be like, hey, I'm looking for this. And now she has a website. It's there at the bottom. I'm not going to bother reading it off because if you can't read, what the hell are you doing on the internet? Just seriously, though, check her out. Check out her website. Order yourself some tokens. It's totally worth it. You won't regret it. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. It's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. As you guys already know, we are going to the Rock Wars GT. I will be there. So it's September 12th to the 14th. Totally excited to be going. If you're going to be there, if you just want to show up and say hey or whatever, I would love to meet you guys. I'm really enjoying doing these battle reports. I'm enjoying the comments. I'm enjoying the back and forth. And so by all means, if you're there, you want to swing by, say hey, I would love that. Maybe we get a game in. I would be thrilled to be able to do a battle report with it. But yeah, definitely. If you guys are there and you want to meet up, hey, by all means, come say hi. You'll know my models. If you're interested in going, though, if you want to check it out, I think there's still some slots open. Check it out, rockwarsgt.com. It's right there. Real easy to type in. You should be able to figure it out. But yeah, guys, come check it out. Come say hi. Love to meet you. Yeah, I want to let you guys know about a new opportunity for you. It's called the Redstone Rumble. It's a major fantasy 40K Flames of War and War Machine event. It's in October 4th and 5th in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'm not going to be able to attend because I'm in the military and I'll be elsewhere during that time. Not for a long time, just unfortunately that particular week I'll be out of town, so I can't go. But my loss is your gain because my admission fee had been paid. So rather than let that go to waste, with the TOs and the event organizers for the Redstone Rumble, we have decided to do a giveaway. You want to go to the Redstone Rumble? Are you available to go October 4th and 5th? Do you want to play Fantasy at 2,500 points? A 40K tournament at 2,000 points? Flames of War or War Machine? Whatever the heck you want to play? You can have my ticket. The way we're doing a little bit of a giveaway. So basically, in order for you to win this free admission, and there'll only be one winner, I need you to come up with a great name for any unit I field, except for Lady Elizabeth or Lord Tremendous. They're going to keep their names. But if you wanted to name my Exalted Hero or one of my units of warriors or my Forsaken or my dogs, even the Beast, if you want to name the Beast, go for it. But the trick is you got to impress me. I mean, it's the free admission pass that I'm giving you, so impress me. Earn it. I know, kind of a foreign concept, but no. Earn it. Just put it in the comments section. This will be going on for a little while yet because, it's out there for a little while, so everybody's going to get the opportunity to participate. But by all means, if you are available to go to the Redstone Rumble, October 4th and 5th in Huntsville, Alabama, and you want to get in for free, and you have a little bit of cleverness in you, or somebody you know is clever, rename one of my units. Put it in the comments section below. Just mark it, hey, here's my entry, this is the unit, this is what I think they should be named. The one that wows me, the one that makes me go, oh, I like that, is the one I'm going to choose, and you will get free admission to this event, the Redstone Rumble. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or whatever like that, just go ahead and go over to www.redstonerumble.com. Check them out. You can get their contact info and stuff like that. They'd be thrilled to talk to you, I'm sure. Answer all your questions. Really cool guys. Real big in the Warhammer scene. But yeah, guys, this is your opportunity. Not only name one of Lord Tremendous's units, but to also get yourself a free ticket to a major event. It's worth it. Do it. So, yeah, I know you guys already figured it out, but it was a loss for Lord Tremendous. I got tabled. Not uncommon, especially against Lordly Death, but definitely a fun game. Definitely a close one, too. I kind of felt like that could have went either way. Even though we went to turn 7, I'm still going to count it as a full game all the way to the bottom of 7, and therefore I lost everything. Not one chaos model was left on the table except for scattered bits. The Dark Elves did lose a lot, though. They lost Tessa, the Death Hag, the Spearman, the Bleak Swords, 2 Bolt Throwers, Executioners, Witch Elves, and their Dark Riders. All in all, though, it was really good to play against Holy Death again. I really did miss playing against them, and this was really fun. And it was good to get another narrative battle report out there. That was cool. I miss doing these. It was fun. He is definitely rusty, though, because I almost got him. It was close. Another handful of wounds, one good, final transmutation, a thunder stomp that was higher than a 1, maybe a 2, I don't remember. And hey, maybe it would have went the other way, but unfortunately, Holy Death. Oh, you are my anti-win. Sorry about the 7 turns in this game. Honestly, I didn't even realize it until I was doing the slideshow. Like I said, 7 turns though. Hey, you got a free one. Usually I make you pay for 6. This 7th one I'm just going to give away as a freebie. So go ahead, put your checkbook down. You're good. You can have it. Keep it. Those damn witches, they hit so much. Losing all my Forsaken like that, and them doing practically nothing back really, really hurt. In hindsight, I should have just sent Lady Elizabeth and the one remaining knight. It would have been so few extra attacks. Well, next time I'll know better. Although it really, really hurt to do that. Awakening of Wood killed 4 of them. So much what if, so much hindsight. Well. Only 6 models left in the end, though. Very small victory party for my opponent, which I'll take. You know, yeah. If I can't win, at least I killed a ton of them. But as you guys saw, this was a really great game. Death is a really fun opponent, and I'm really happy to have my narrative opponent back. This is a lot of fun. I did miss doing these particular types of battle reports, and I cannot wait for him to get back so we can have a rematch. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for Battle Report number 124. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. As always, though, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But as always, guys, thanks.